Now, now I'm making noise. Now everything looks how it's supposed to be. All right. I'm telling you, what a fucking crazy day. But do you not like the nice, warm, cozy, comfortable setting? Doesn't this look much nicer? Doesn't it? You know what this is too? You know what's really dumb about this? I'm not using the real expensive camera that we bought. That thing is nothing but fucking problems because it's way smarter than we are. There are so many settings, and you got to do all. You know what I did? You guys know the big lights. You've seen them before. I turned off the big lights. I got one fucking ring light, and I'm using the iMac camera from the Mac that we bought a year ago or so. That's what I'm using. Oh, Elizabeth called me handsome. Somebody else did too. I don't want to miss out on that. Who called me handsome? Disney Mama? No, she didn't. It was her. And who? There it is. Beautiful disaster. I haven't seen her in a long time talking about calling me handsome, making me. Yes, I know, wicked widget. When I start the program doing this, that means hold the fuck on a second. I'm figuring something out. Sound. Sound. No shit. Captain Obvious. Sound. That's going to be one of those nights. All right. I have to slow down tonight. There's no possible way I can keep going at the pace I was at. I did that podcast, that guest in a podcast, Wednesday. And then, hold on. It was Tuesday. Did the podcast, the guest spot, Tuesday for 21 Gun, podcast. And then that went almost 2 hours. Then we came in here and did, I don't know, hour and a half or 2 hours in here. And then I went on to Discord and I hung out with you guys for another 45 minutes or so in there. That's like 3 podcasts in a row or more. And I was done. And then yesterday I had all sorts of little issues. I couldn't do it. I told the kid, I said, you just need to take this one because I can't breathe. It was now running out of air. I'm better tonight, but I'm not going to go 3 hours tonight. And I'm not going to drink tonight. I just want to be able to breathe. So, you know what? We got the old school camera built in. We got the old school everything going on. Nobody's here. We have this nice, warm, intimate atmosphere. Let's relax, shall we? Let's just do it that way. Oh, Mrs. Four Watton, you look very handsome, General. Thank you, Mrs. Four. That's 3. That is 3 lovely ladies that are giving me some good compliments. I like that. Oh, now remember, the kid is not here. Kids at a big FFA award ceremony. That's where Gen X Mom is. So I got Trippy over here between the sheets, fumbling away around in there. If we're not as proficient at getting the comments over there, because there's a lot of them in here. And Trippy, if you can hear me, just copy all the big ones. Copy the ones that are, there's something you want me to respond to. You can put a bunch of them up there, Trippy. If I don't get to them, I don't get to them. But I'll choose. I'll pick through them. But I just don't want to miss some of the big ones. Like John Parise put one up there. Good evening, General. Getting ready for, no, can't read that. Tomorrow, 12 to 18 inch. Oh, a storm. Yeah, in Maine. I read those. We'll put those up there. Do what you can. All right. So just be a little patient because we're short-staffed. And when I say we're short-staffed, that's an understatement when Gen X Mom's not here. We're fucked. But it's just like it was, 2 years ago. You guys... How many of you were here 2 years ago when it was just a camera, a mic, and no schedule? We just turned it on and fucking went for it. You remember those days back when we were screaming at people because they were yelling at me in here? I took down. You guys are asking a lot of emails about that woke movement comment, and actually we did get some backlash on it, and did get some people trying to turn us in their group effort. But there was more of you guys than them. There was more of you guys because I got online on the chat with YouTube and I said, look, go through all the comment section. If you're going to give me a manual review, before you give me a strike or anything, go look at that. And I don't care if you have, 10% of the people being bitchy about it and whining. I said, you need to listen to what I said. And these are my opinions on things. And this is words that I said in a conversation. I was quoting a conversation. And I said the people that are supportive far outweigh the people that aren't. And so with a little bit of conversating in that, we passed with flying colors. No warning, not even a warning, because YouTube can give you a warning before they give you a strike. No warning was in place. Stand by. Get situated here, back where I was. They can give you a warning. Nothing. I was good. We were good. All of us were good. So that was a relief. I did have to answer a few emails that, the typical stuff. Oh, you made fun of the woke movement. You made fun of cancel culture. You're racist. I said, I don't care. You don't care that you're racist? Now, because that word doesn't mean anything. You guys have run it into the ground. Who knows what's racist? You can have the wrong color breakfast cereal and you're racist. You can, walk with your left foot first instead of your right foot. You're racist. You just don't know. You have no idea. So I said, I don't even care anymore. People, they're kind of getting used to the idea to quit saying the word racism around me because I don't even flinch. It's just like, who cares? It doesn't even mean anything. So we did go through that. I really thought that we were going to. Um, Alan says you're moving to Twitter soon. Sandy, we've been on Twitter. We've been on Twitter longer than anything, and I think we're up to like 700 followers. That's it. The kid cannot get a base in Twitter. He can't buy a vowel, as we used to say back in the day. You can't buy a vowel in Twitter anymore. Never could with us. So it just grows about 2 people a month, and we're just whatever it is what it is. We're faithful to it. We still plod through it. We didn't change anything, but we don't get any sort of no vibe in Twitter at all. We'd have to hook on to somebody who would say, "Hey, go check these guys out." There'd have to be somebody big there, that had a huge following that just said one time would say, "Go check these guys out." Then maybe we could get something in there. Maybe we could, but that's we're not giving up on it. We're just not. It doesn't work for us. Wicked Widget member for 8 months, bottom of the Glass Nation. 8 months later, I have tied myself to the front of this bus. I'm ready for whatever comes. I love you and stay safe and God bless. Now there's some dedication. There's a lot of you that are on the bus, and Wicked Widget tied himself to the bumper. Insurmountable Calicat, love the tree in the back, handsome instead of the Santa Mrs. Claus. I want you guys to know that Gen X Mom does do that. Right before we go on, she changes a few things. We tried to get the bubble lights to go up there, and we'll talk about Sammy Jo and her lovely, big, bodacious bubble lights. But we couldn't get them to work right, so we're going to try it for Saturday's show. But we did try it. Now, the other thing I'd point out, and I should get this closer. Can you guys see this right here? This is a bottle of whiskey sent to me by Two Bear, all right? And this bottle of whiskey has a leather jacket like a motorcycle vest. And it's got the Gen X Talks logo on the back, my face holding a cigar. It's all done in sketch work like pencil. And on the front of it, right here, it says the General. It's a great little fucking replica of a motorcycle jacket. It's badass. It's leather. It's black, and his wife made those up. I'm sure it wasn't him. Two Bear couldn't find his dick with 2 hands. That's the talent of his wife for sure, and she got that going in there, and it's really, I love it. I think the other staff members got one too. It's kind of badass. I'll show it up close soon when I get a chance. We'll put it out there. Oh, so what did I miss in here? There's some other stuff. So I did make some notes, but I just tell you I want to go slow because I also have to go pick up Gen X Mom. I dropped her off at this, and I ran a couple errands. Then I came home, and I kind of chauffeur around everywhere. So I will have to go get her as the evening goes on. But those guys usually run about 90 minutes or so. She'll text me. I'll keep my phone on, and we'll know. My one daughter who moved back in she went to the gym with her daughter. They have a little babysitting thing there, and they'll go do that for an hour or so while we're done. Barry Dano, $5 in between the sheets. I'm on the roof, highway surfing, pedal to the metal. Well, man, that brings an interesting question. I don't have a way to do the polls in here yet. We're going to learn that really quick and how we can all participate in a poll and see it live. We're going to do that. But just show of hands. I know a lot of you listen to the podcast, which came out today. We're a few hours late, 6 hours late, but it came out. If I were to, YouTube has a podcast section now. It's really just a playlist. But they do have analytics. They are offering you a few cents, a few pennies if people listen. I don't think it's anything substantial, but if I put our podcasts, they're audio only. They're not video. They're audio only. But if I put our audio podcast up on a playlist in YouTube and I numbered them and I put the little cover sheets that go with them, like you guys have seen on Spotify and on Anchor and the other ones, if I do that, would it be something you guys would listen to? Because it's listening only. Would you just put an earphone in and listen? Raise a hand if you would. Just trying to get an idea if that's even a thing, because a lot of people I don't think would. I don't think that's a thing. When people go to YouTube, they're watching stuff. I don't think anybody wants to go to listen to it. But I'm just asking if that's a gig. There's a few in there. All right. Okay, I see where you're going with that. Ace Jumpman, now I got my drinks fixed. Good evening, General Gen Z. Bottom of the Glass Nation. Thanks, Ace Jumpman, for sticking in. All right, so there is a few in there that would do that. We might get that. Dice is in here, and there's a few more, and Janet. I just didn't know if that was, because it's a lot of work to do it. I'm still trying to get everything uploaded directly to Apple. Then I got to go to Amazon. Excuse me. So they're nothing you watch. Remember, they're just listening. They're audio podcasts. I have found most of the people that I know that tell me that they listen to them while they're doing something else, while they're driving in their car, while they're working, doing housework or doing laundry or whatever. The letters have come and just said, "Hey, I listened to you while I'm doing such and such." So I guess you could still do it on YouTube. Just put your phone to it, hit the podcast, and put your phone in your back pocket, and you got your earpieces in. I guess you could listen to it. I just didn't know if it's a lot of work. I don't know if it'd be worth it. But if it is, if you guys want to do that, then I can drop that stuff over there, because it just takes a little bit of time to upload it. But I can do it. I got all the files saved. Anyway, that's one. That was one of the things that's taken up time to try to do, is figure that out. Verified, $5. I'm a truck driver and would love to listen while I'm driving. We probably have 12, 13 solid truck drivers in here that constantly participate in either listening or have it on their dash while they're driving down the road. I mean, I'm glad for that too. All right, so I'll take that into consideration, if you will. What was the other thing I was going to tell you? Should we do some of the... I should pull up my book of lies. I never get to that. I should get to that. All right, that is not my book of lies. That is another nothing. Come on, book of lies. Bum, bum, bum. I titled the book of lies, well, fuck it. So I have to hover over the documents until, well, fuck it comes up. Then I got the right one. Oh, my God. Let's see. Fair warning, there's only about 9 days of shopping until my birthday. Now, I don't mind if you guys wait till the last minute, and I don't mind if you guys put it off. But if you're going to give me something after my birthday, yeah, at least put a little bit of a gratuity on the top there, a little interest, if you will. The juice is running on that. That's all right if you're late, but you got to pay the price. And I think you should remember, little advice if you're going to buy me something for my birthday, spare no expense. You feel free to indulge a little bit. You deserve to go out there and indulge and just cast off your cares. When you're doing that, it's once in a while you're allowed to do it. There's not a better time than now. As I always say, oh, no time like the present to give me a birthday present. Oh yeah, you guys got to keep checking the calendar. Yeah, the kids, the kids' website, genxtalks.com, the calendar section. God damn, turn that fucking thing off. The staff is still talking. It's popping up on my goddamn screen in the Telegram. Anyway, you guys about every 2 days, maybe 3 days on the outside, I go in there and I update stuff. So you guys got to go check that out. The calendar, believe it or not, is starting to fill up for next year. We almost have something going on every month or so, and there's stuff on the horizon. We just haven't penciled it in. And how many of you remember that quasi maybe but didn't happen because of COVID movie thing they wanted me to do a small part in, like just a one sentence thing as this father of vampires and demons thing? Well, like I drunken mentioned the other night, I did a little follow-up on that 6 paragraphs I got, and apparently they're getting some time set aside. They're going to fly Gen X Mom and I out there. It's going to be filmed, I'm thinking, they said New Jersey, and they're going to fly us out there for 5 days and do all of the stuff all at once, and then flies home. So may still not happen, but it's encouraging that the movie opportunities come back around again now that the COVID restrictions have been lifted, and there's a chance it may happen. Did I miss that? Ace Jumpman, I talked about his. Disney Mama Sammy Joe the Sugar Mama, $10. I love you. I hope you like your bubble lives, and yes, of course, you're handsome. Well, thank you. Who's that one? There's no one popped up in there. I'll get that while I'm still here. Elizabeth Rojas, $10. Grateful for you and my beautiful Bottom of the Glass Nation family Singapore Hooker Birthday Fund. Now that's what I need. If there's not a better gift than a fresh bottle of whiskey and a Singapore Hooker who's ready to go. Josh Maddox, New Jersey, you better let me take you to Lunch General. Josh, is that where you were? Did I forget that? Yeah, if that's where it's supposed to happen. So if it does, I'll let you guys know in plenty of time. But it's kind of a fly out there, do the gig, and fly back. And if I get to do that, now they've actually sent me some of the script, and instead of just having like a 30 seconds and 4 words of a line, now it's actually 17 minutes of screen time, which will probably get whittled down to 1 minute and several lines. So apparently they think I can recite lines. I didn't tell them I could read, so someone's going to have to read the lines to me, then I'm going to have to repeat them because I'm like Phil Collins on the drum. Just turn me loose. I can't do it your way. Oh, where was I? Oh, yeah, there was individual stuff here to talk about. Boom, 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 and go back down to, well, fuck it. And it's not coming up. That means it's already up, which means you got to poke around. There it is. Boom, 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 boom. All right, so let me see. There was more. Did I drunkenly talk about people who take responsibility? I think I did, and if I did it when I was drunk, then it doesn't count. Okay, let's start with that. Let me get that little tilt right there, so it's a little bit better where we want it. Okay. So anyway, the deal was, I'm sick of politicians who do that. They say, all right, well, that's what happened, and the buck stops right here with me. I'm the one who's responsible. I'll take full responsibility, and then nothing ever happens. And I realize we do it too. Because it just happened the other day. There was this big miscommunication. If you guys listen to the podcast, the part about the kid's phone getting taken away, where he didn't show up when he was supposed to, he had a commitment to me and he didn't arrive. The part that I left out and I didn't highlight was that, he goes, well, I told Mom. I said, well, I don't give a shit because we've been doing this for years now. I told Mom and you are a team. If Mom didn't tell you, it's on her. I pulled the plug on that 2 years ago, and I said, yeah, forget telling Mom shit like that. If you don't tell me, it doesn't count. So he already knows the rules, okay? And this was a big blow up because he needed his phone to do some critical stuff with the schooling, and I said, I don't care. I'm done. It's been years of this. I'm drawing a line. I'm fucking sick of it. I'm through. And I put my foot down and walked away. And Gen X Mom said, I take full responsibility for what happened. I said, so what? You're going to get punished instead of him? Nothing's going to happen to you. So what does taking full responsibility actually mean? And I said this to her. I'm standing right in front of her. I go, what exactly are you saying? Well, it's my fault. It's not his. I take responsibility. I said, and now that you've been so great and humble and forthright, what's your punishment? She says, oh, I'm getting punished? Is that what I'm getting punished? I said, I didn't say that. I'm asking, what is going to satisfy me because I'm pissed that he broke a rule, that he broke a commitment, and you're going to swoop in and take responsibility, but you're really not going to get in trouble. You're not going to come and say anything or do anything to make this okay with me. So you just basically can play your mom card. I'll take responsibility, and then everything goes back to the way it was. The kid gets off scot-free, and we're down the road motors. I said, am I reading this right? And she says, well, I can't believe you want me to be punished. I said, no. What I'm telling you is you're not taking responsibility for this. Number one, that's a useless fucking gesture, in my opinion. Anybody who walks up and says that that's my responsibility, unless something's happening to them, even if their reputation was to become slightly tarnished, I'd feel better than if nothing's happening, nothing's there. So I said, you're not doing it. Plus, he knew for 2 years, I've been telling him, quit telling you shit, tell me, because you forget, then you swoop in, and he just gets up. No, I was done. I was angry. So I held my ground, and I left it where it was. She wasn't happy. He wasn't happy. And I let it sit there for 2 or 3 days going, I'm done with this useless stuff. That's pointless to me. Thank you for saying it's your responsibility, but tough shit. Barry Dano, $5. Just please, Lord, let the director be a millennial. You'd get fired if you went off on him. He is a millennial. We've had a lot of conversations, and I mean, this isn't just an email thing of, hey, do you want to do this? We've actually discussed if he's going to pay me, and he's paying for the rooms and the flights and the meals, that I want to see what the script is. We've had 30, 40 conversations on the phone, and more even texting. He's very familiar with Gen X Talks as a program, and he's very familiar with my personal beliefs on kids that fuck up. And, if I was working for him, which if I was getting paid to do this, he's the director, he's my boss, I'd give him the respect he's due. I'm not just going to snap out on him, and hopefully that, he would do everything that he was trying to do as a director, and we'd get along good and everything would be fine. If I didn't like the guy, if I didn't have some degree of respect for what he's doing or who he's working with or some of the people involved in the project, I probably would have just passed. I would have said, yeah, it's all right, man. Thanks anyway. So, I do have some degree of responsibility to behave myself as much as possible. Wouldn't you agree also? Yes, you would. Glad you're coming along with me. All right, where was I? Over here in the sheets, Kevin Grimes, member for 9 months, Legion of X, happy early birthday, General. God bless your family. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that. Barry Dano, got that one from him. That was it. Just 2 things. All right, I'm done in the sheets. Back on to the Book of Lies. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, so I'm extremely fucking tired. I will take my super sauce right now. And let me tell you why I'm really fucking tired, and no one is going to care. I mean, nobody's even going to care a little bit, because as good a storyteller as I am, there's no way I can put into words, I can't build a story good enough to make you appreciate why I'm still awake. But I will try. Super chicken. Okay. So, where was I? Cody Meister was born in the 80s, and I got the belt for my bullshit. Good, then you were raised correctly. Larry Henshaw, shots fun, General. My man Larry, we're going to have to drink on Saturday. I can't drink tonight. I'm slowing down tonight. I've been drinking quite a bit, more than usual. It's not my gig, so I'm not a person who drinks every night. Plus, what I was lacking in drinking, Lionheart assured me he would make up for tonight on his end. So the correct amount of alcohol is going to be consumed tonight. Don't you despair. None of you despair. I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning from a nightmare, and I don't have nightmares. I mean, I do sometimes, but very rarely. And when I do, they're always about my kids. It almost always. Larry Henshaw got his. Elizabeth Roja, $1.55. Elizabeth trying to see who the $2 whore is. Well, we didn't change it, so it's the same as the other night. I will try to go through this quickly, but I woke up vividly remembering every ounce of it, and I was sweating and I was in a panic. And this was the first dream that I can ever recall. And I won't say I was crying in the dream, but my eyes were filled with water, very close. And this is going to sound really stupid, and I know this, so I won't drag it out, because if I take 20 minutes to describe it, you guys, okay, that was a fucking waste of 20 minutes, dude. We took a loan out on our house for something. I think it was for a big motorhome or something, like $300,000 motorhome. It was something big. And, I remember in part of the contract, it said that the bank or the company that held the note had an obligation to keep the property kept in good condition. In other words, this is their collateral for the loan. So if my roof fell apart and I didn't fix it, they would have to come in and fix it. Just take over and say, well, we're fixing this because we're not letting our collateral turn to shit. And for some reason that stuck with me. Anyway, So I woke up at 3 in the morning in my dream, and there was 300 people in my house, and they had been in my house all night and in my backyard. My pool was gone and all filled in. Gen X Mom's garden was gone. All the fences were down. All my block walls were down. Everything was back to dirt. Everything was gone. Inside the house, they had painted all the walls white. In my garage, everything was gone. All my tools, my safe, everything was moved, and they were putting up these stupid, cheesy cabinets, in the on the walls. And I was screaming mad, trying to get everybody off my property. And this guy came up and said, "We own your note and we can do all this." I said, "No, you can't." So, yes, because we felt that your property needed to be in this condition to protect our assets. Everything was gone. And I had to go upstairs and tell my wife that everything we've been working for 20 some years was destroyed and it was gone. And I somehow fucked up and didn't see this coming, didn't hear it when it started, didn't stop him at the driveway. I was angry. I was walking up the stairs. I got everybody off my property, and it's just, I was beside myself. Everything was gone. Everything that I had done, every stupid picture that we had hung in the house, had been taken off and repainted just this bland, faded white color. My backyard was gone. My dogs were just sitting there on dirt. My gates were all taken down. And I was walking up the stairs angry and upset, and I had to wake up my wife and go, "I lost everything we had. It's all gone. I mean, I can't fix this. I don't have enough money to go out and redo this. I can't fix this. I fucked up." And I remember going upstairs, and after I was so angry at throwing 300 people off my property, then the guilt set in and the tears set in. And I was just walking through the bedroom door to wake her up when I woke up. And I almost had to look out my back sliding glass door to see if my backyard was the way it was. But then I caught on to myself pretty quick, and I'm like, okay, all right. I couldn't go back to sleep. I know it's silly and I know it's stupid, but I think the worst part of that was clearly that I had to go explain it to my wife. That I had to tell her that I fucked up. And I was really having a hard time with that. So eventually, it was about 9 o'clock this morning. I told her that dream, and I expressed it a little longer with a little more, gravitas, and I tried to explain every detail that I could remember. And I couldn't even anticipate what she was going to say. I kind of figured she'd just come up and hug me and say, "It's okay. It was just a dream. It's all right. It didn't happen." And she sat there drinking her coffee and looking at me, and she did have sympathy or empathy for the dream. She did have some emotion towards me. And when I just sat there, I really didn't say, "So what do you think about it?" I just kind of sat there. You know what she said? She said, "Well, don't worry, it's never going to happen. I'd never fucking sign a loan for a $350,000 motorhome and put our house up as collateral. So you're in the clear. That kind of shit's never going to happen." It's like, well, neither would I. That's not the point of the story. The point of the story was that it did happen and that I was upset. She's like, "Yeah, well, it's a stupid dream because it's not going to happen." And off she went. She got up and walked in the office. I didn't, like I said, I don't require a hug, although one would have been nice. I don't require, any sympathy. But I remember as she's walking away, the only thing that came to mind was one of the greatest philosophers of our time, Iceman from Bodfish, who looked at a situation very similar to this and said, "Chicks, man. Chicks." Immortal words that we can all live by. So yeah, there you go. Now you know. Did I waste enough time on a stupid story? Good. Glad nobody hung up, although half of you probably did. But that's all right. All right, so amongst the other things that I was pissed about the other night that I didn't get to real quick, everybody remember, was it Jeffrey Epstein? Remember that? His name is fading away. People are forgetting. It's all getting forgotten now. Has anybody got in trouble? Did the real list ever come out of who was on those flights? Because I've seen a lot of it all across the internet. And there's Bill Gates, and he goes, "Oh, okay, that's not the real. Those other people probably, but not me." Rob Reiner was on that list. He said the same. Yeah, I don't know about all those other people, probably, but not me. Every motherfucker that comes up on that list says, "Well, I don't know. Where'd you get this? Off the internet?" As probably all those other people, but not me. Every single person on there has said, "Not me." And we're all forgetting. How could this human trafficking thing happen and all these rich people go on there to dip their wick and nobody's in trouble? And we're all forgetting about it. Not even a story anymore, is it? Just letting you know. Just letting you fucking know. Let me check between the sheets real quick. Who donated what? Ace Jumpman gifted 5 memberships. Ace Jumpman wants 5 people to go over the cliff on this train wreck of a bus that we're on right now. Who got those? Jay Nice, Kiki, Kevin. No, not Kevin. Kevin was in. Broke Stacker, Julie O'Malley, Big Shrooman. We got some quality individuals that are hanging out now, baby. Turn their names green. Loud One, $10, 745 miles for the day. Pasta needs out for a minute. Just figured I'd say good evening, gentlemen. I'm listening to just about let the boy out. Joplin, Missouri tonight. No alcohol for me either. All right, Loud One, you and me, we're going sober tonight. Whoa, 37 Hearst, where the hell have you been? Turned my whole screen pink over here. Dropped half a C note for the whiskey on your birthday. My man. Don't think I'm not drinking on my birthday, too. I know we have a scheduled bottom of the glass show on Christmas Eve. I know you guys probably won't be there. Everyone's doing stuff with their families. I'm still going to log in. Anybody who can show up will. But I'm also going to go on Christmas Day. And I know from experience, I've been on this planet a long time, that some families can have a lull in Christmas Day. As people are coming and going, they can have a lull. So I'm going to try. I'm going to go on and see if anybody's there on my birthday. That's my birthday present to me, is to be able to go on and have everyone leave me alone for a little bit. And they all said they would. So I'm going to go on Christmas Day on my birthday just for a few, but we'll definitely have one on Christmas Eve. All right, 37 Hearst, appreciate you, my man. Half a C-note goes a long way to getting me hammered. And right now, Lotork, who's not even in here, is just trying to get me hammered. He even wrote me, "Get drunk." We'll go into more of that later. Oh, what was that one? Joey, Money Talks, Bullshit Walks. Oh, so speaking of Joey, kid brother Joey in here. I can't say his last name, I never could. Upaquidi, Joey Urkel, kid brother Joey. He had sent me something today, 2 cards, a birthday card and a Christmas card. Tori Shiravalo handmade some stuff for our family and handmade some stuff for Kid Z's girlfriend. Yeah. And so I took pictures of my stuff. The kid's got his stuff to his girlfriend. And then someone sent me a mug. I was the only one in the house who knew what the mug meant. And there's some stuff in there. And I took pictures of it all. It's all up on the subscription sites. If you're part of Patreon, it's all was up there a few hours ago. It's on the General's Lunchbox in Facebook, if any of you are on Facebook, if you're a subscriber. And it's in here. If you're a YouTube member, it's in the community section. Go check it out. But that's the stuff. Only no one told me where the mug came from. There was no address, no nothing. But it was a classic. In fact, I think it was either Disney Mama or Sammy Joe posted right away that they knew the phrase that was on there, but nobody else did. I got it right away because Gen X Mom goes, "This doesn't make any sense. This mug doesn't make any sense. What does this mean?" And I read it and I go, "You don't know who said this? I damn should divorce you." I didn't divorce her. It's close. But I didn't. But that made myself and one other person, the only two, and probably the person who sent it, obviously. But I think it was Disney Mama or Sammy. Anyway, one of them, there's Cali Cat. Maybe it's Cali Cat did it. Anyway, it was a nice fucking pull. I mean, for them to get that, what a great pull. That worked out great. All right, so boom, boom, boom. More stuff. See, I'm blowing through stuff today. We're having a good time. Nobody's getting left behind here. Jeffrey Epstein. Don't to you, Mom. Just shirts up living in. I hate quit saying that stuff. Savings start next week. We can have yeah, no that. Bacon's phone. Oh, I'll tell you, I the kid and I have a copy and paste answer for some stuff. He did that ambush video at the barbecue. Did you guys see that one? And at the end of it, I had that was what spawned my woke movement thing, was because it was based on that argument. I already had it in my head, um, but it was the thing when Trump. They said, "What do you think about Donald Trump?" And I said, "He needs to learn when to keep his fucking mouth shut." Now that doesn't mean I don't like Trump. It just meant, Trump was a great president for his policies, but that guy ran his mouth so much he lost credibility, in my opinion. He ran his mouth so much and exaggerated so much. I don't care. If he's walking around and saying it was the greatest one ever, it was the best one ever, and mine's going to be the most, greatest, biggest, baddest, goldest, balls hanging out ever, ever, ever. And even if it's not, I don't care. I really didn't give a shit. That's not why I put him in office. But he just went so much that he was such an easy target for everyone to lambaste. And so my opinion was he needs to learn when to shut the fuck up. And I'm sure I wasn't the only one in his circle telling him that. Anyway, I can't tell you how many people wrote and said, "Oh, well, you lost me at unsubscribing. You said Trump unsubscribing. I'm out of here. We're not. You had me. I was good all the way up until you said Trump needs to shut up. Trump needs to learn when to be quiet." Jesus Christ, that's advice your grandmother would give you. Watch your mouth once in a while. Learn when to shut up once in a while. Pull it back a little bit, big boy. That isn't hateful at all. That's just common sense. That's someone pulling a dude aside and going, "Look, you're fucking up. Shut up a little bit." I can't believe how many people unfriended, unsubscribed, gave me a lecture. So we had a copy and paste answer that we came up with, to just because there were so many of these. And I said, "Look, here's how it goes." I said, "So you're only friends with people that agree with everything you do. If there's one thing, because you just said you agreed with everything, but that everything was good except for the Trump thing, and now we're done. That one." I said, "So you only have friends who agree with you on everything." Wow, I come from a generation at a time where we can have several different disagreements. We can talk different about politics, religion, and we're still friends. See, I'm not like you. I come from a different old school type of thought where men could still be friends with men and shake hands and be there for each other and help each other and defend each other. If your house is on fire, I'm still coming over and help put out the fire. You know what I'm talking about? If you're stuck working on your car on a Sunday, I'm going to come across the street and help you in your garage. That's the generation I grew up. I'm not sure what these new rules are for your shit. I don't know how that plays out, but whatever it is that got you to this point where you really fit in today's world, and you really fit in where one little, "Oh, you said something I disagree with, them fucking out of here." At the end of it, I said, "Well, you know what? Don't let the door hit you in the ass." I was doing this program when there were 17 people. And anybody who was here back when there were 17 to 35 people knows that I was just as enthused and just as in tune and paying just as much attention and dedication as I was when there's 100 people in here, or 200. Or on TikTok we get like 2,000. It doesn't matter. So if you leave, I'm not heartbroken over it. Not even a little bit. But boy, I made them read that comment. I sent that right back going, better you do leave, because if you're giving up a subscription or a friendship or a follow because of one thing, yeah, we're not cut from the same cloth. You can go stand over there with millennials and Gen Z and liberals. I'm fine over here with my friends. That burned them because I got a bunch of replies from that. None of them were any good. I'm just letting you know that was a thing. And I want to let you know that for some reason, that's the first time I've said something so controversial. Wow. What? Trump is God? Trump never can be told to shut up by anybody? Ever? He's always right? Come on, man. Mathematically, that's not possible. All right. Get off my soapbox on that one. Where are we at here? 37 Hertz. We got his. Janet Dudding. I'm going to forever fuck that up. Dudding. I'm going to say half a C note for my handsome host and my mods to drink in Vegas. Oh my God. No. We don't want to. You know what? Lionheart's going to remember that in Vegas. Hey, we got $50 worth of drinks coming right here, buddy. Let's stack them up. He'll start there. That's his appetizer. Thank you so much for that, Janet. Don't do it so publicly next time. Now I'm going to have a hard time. I got to get Lion really drunk and go, there's no money. There was no $49. No. These aren't the droids you're looking for. He's not very bright. I can use the Jedi mind trick on him, so we'll try that. Romy, member for 9 months, bottom of the glass nation, S-H-A-T, sure, S-H-I-T, sure happy it's Thursday. Hi, you and you and you. Not you, definitely not you, but you over there. You're cool. Happy freaking birthday. Romy, I'm digging that. Thank you so much for that. All right, what I missed over here? I got some of them between the sheets. Did I get all cut up? Trippy, did we miss anything? Did I miss any little ones in there? Because I don't want to miss anybody. I don't want to miss anybody's, but I certainly don't want to miss it. Somebody dropped the $1.50 in there, and then I blew right by it because I'm talking my fucking ass off. I hope not. Trippy got it in there. He says I'm good. All right, so moving right along. That's my rant about people that were dropping me as a friend, dropping a subscriber because I said something mean about Trump. Dude's not perfect. You know, it's funny, those people, any person that does that, if someone says, you said Trump should learn when to shut up, we're not friends anymore. If I walked up to him and said, hey, fuck you, they wouldn't leave my friendship because I told them to fuck themselves or fuck you. They would still you said something about Trump. Yeah, but I also told you to fuck off. I don't care. You said something about Trump. Yes, but I also kicked you in the nuts. But you said something about Trump. You see where I'm going with that? I mean, there's a narrow parameter of support for Trump. There's a narrow, and you can't deviate from it. Trump isn't perfect. Trump had some fucked up things, but overall, man, did he do a world of fucking good. His policies, the way he turned the establishment on its end, the way he went after Pelosi and Schumer. Oh my God, fucking great. Absolutely great. I'm glad I was here to experience that moment in history. I don't know if it's going to happen again, but good Lord. So, yeah. But he did. In my opinion, he needed to shut up a little bit, learn when to pull back and just walk away. Whatever. So, talk about that. Did you guys hear about the boat restriction? I know this is a stupid story, and it's mainly on the East Coast, and it's like all the way from Maine down to the tip of Florida. And Biden administration wants to limit boats that are over 35 feet in length are never, ever allowed to travel, I think it's 10 to 11.5 knots. That's it. And how far from shore? Out almost 100 miles. They're putting a boat. Now, there have been so many thousands of people phoning in going, you're killing the fishing business, the boating business. All the pilot boats that go up and down the rivers and guide the big boats, they're like, dude, you do realize that in choppy seas, we have to go faster than that just to keep our boat on course. We can't go that slow. We're in trouble. Our boat can't go that slow. And they stuck to it. The Biden response was, hey, it's the fucking rule, man. It's going to be like 11.5 knots and that's it. And he said, okay, so you realize that every time there's rough seas at an inlet, we're all just going to have to sit there. Close it all off because we can't get boats into port. We can't, because it's going to take some of us. We have to go faster than that to do that. So we're just going to have to shut it down or just sit there and maybe do 2 boats instead of 12. And it's like, well, these are the rules. Now, I dug a little deeper. And it's to protect. Was it a right whale or a white whale? It's not white whale. I think it was right whale. Was it one of the whales? They said there's only 350 of these whales left, and if the boats come in contact and they fuck up the whale, they're endangered species, so everybody slow down. How can you tell 10,000 boats a day? And they said it was like for a 7-hour period during the day. 7 hours during the day, I think it was, 100 miles offshore. 10,000 boats, go slow and don't run into whales. Now, if they know there's 350 whales, why don't... Hear me out now. Now, I'm just a dumb mechanic in the middle of the desert, and I'm just shooting from the hip here, all right? And for those of you who don't know what shooting from the hip means, you're idiots, and you shouldn't be listening to this program, okay? That's an old cowboy term. When you had the high noon drawing, you don't draw your gun and shoot. You just whoosh from the hip. It's shooting from the hip. Not as accurate, But if you're good, you can hit your target, which is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to hit the target here. All right, back to what I was saying. Now, instead of taking 10,000 boats and saying, everybody slow the fuck down and don't run into any whales, that damages a ton of shit. I mean, I can't even tell you how the ripple effect it goes in the economy. But it does. It's the glass of orange juice, never-ending glass of orange juice all over again. If you don't know what that is, go look it up. All right, so what would happen, I'm just spitballing here, what would happen if you tagged all 350 whales, not that many, go find them, and you forced everyone to purchase for their boat? This would be a good way for you guys to fuck everybody in boating. Make us buy something, right? That's what you guys do. You make us buy insurance. You make us buy registration tags. You make us buy all sorts of shit. You guys are good at this. Go tag them all and put some sort of radar thing that if you get near a whale, your little bleep on your boat and their little bleep on the whale, send a report, back to the government that says, hey, slow the fuck down. We caught you, our satellite caught you here. You were doing, 25 knots near a whale. That doesn't slow anything down. It puts the responsibility back in the boater. If his little thing fucking beeps and he knows there's a whale close by, he goes the other direction or slows down or goes around it. Doesn't that accomplish the exact same thing? And it forces you guys to have revenue and income, right? Because you guys can force us to buy shit. And it leaves the economy in that area intact completely. Yeah, it's an original thought from the general here. Yeah. So whoever is listening in the Biden administration, don't pretend you don't. You do. Write that down. Pretend you made it up, okay? You don't got to give me credit. Pretend you made it up and walk that in and say, listen, we can make millions of dollars and make everybody happy at the same time, and let's pretend this was our idea. We can present ourselves as problem solvers here at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Good. Go do it. I'm all for it. There's the ideas for free. You're welcome, America. And Denmark. All right. Barry Dano, $5. I wouldn't unsubscribe. I do what I always do. Sit back and giggle. 37 Hurst, $5. Isn't 100 miles international waters? Yeah, I was pretty sure that it was. I thought 12 miles was the civilian limit, and then I think the 50 miles or so was the military, 75. But yeah, I don't know how they can control international waters. I was pretty damn sure civilian was much closer. So I don't know. Just letting you know, that's a thing that everybody's pissed about. And if they don't get it through real quick, then they're not getting it through at all because it won't pass the House as soon as the Republicans take over. And one thing we talked about on the podcast, some of you heard it, was they're pushing really hard because they do have the votes to do it. They're trying to make Puerto Rico a state. And if they can make Puerto Rico a state, the main reason for that is that they get 2 more Senate seats. And that would absolutely tilt. We're always, every election cycle, it's going to be close. 1 or 2 seats, divides it. Republicans, Democrats, who's getting it? Well, just give 2 more permanent seats to the Democrats, and they've always got it. Every time. So if they can push it out, the only question I had, I didn't do any homework on that one. Someone actually brought that to my attention before, was I don't think they can make another state with a simple majority. I don't think they can use the nuclear option on that one. I think they have to have a 2/3 majority, which they won't get. But I don't know. I'm not really sure on that. I'm not sure. I'd have to look that up. But yeah, they can. If they can push that through, they got two seats in the Senate. That'll assure them almost always a victory, and we can move on with life. So they would think. As you might have noticed, that's kind of the silly stuff they do. All right, where was I? You see how I'm racing through this stuff? Yeah, we're getting things accomplished. I'm not drinking. I'm not smoking, stroking, joking, or toking. We're doing it right. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Animals. Okay, I'm not getting into the chicken fried steak thing. I am still bewildered by that, and I'm not happy with the outcome. All right, let's go into the pictures here. Let's see, and let's do that one. And okay, so I did get this picture right before he started. This is the kid right now. This is where he's at. He's got his little microphone on his face, and he's got his speech prepared, and there's awards. And this is Janek's mom sent me that, and that's the flyer. So she's sitting there doing the thing. And there's a new one for the podcast that went out today. That was a new picture for the podcast. Yes, that's me holding up mistletoe and saying, come here, you got to get a kiss. Somebody actually wrote me today and said, you probably put up mistletoe all over your house, so Gen X mom gives you kisses wherever she goes. No. If I want a kiss from my wife, I completely have the Arthur Fonzarelli gig going on. It's all I have to do. Arthur Fonzarelli. Now, for those of you who don't know what that is, I'm not going to tell you. You don't know how to get a kiss? You don't know how Fonzie got a kiss? Then I'm not telling you. Go look it up. I'm not going to keep giving you the answers. If you're over the age of like 35 and you have no clue to what I'm talking about with regular American words and phrases and cultural stuff from the decades that mattered, then go look it up. I'm not giving it to you. Arthur Fonzarelli had a way to get girls to give him a kiss. I don't see anybody saying it in there, so either you guys don't know or you're holding it back and not giving it away to all the kids in the audience that are waiting. Come on, somebody write it down for me. I don't want to go look it up. Write it down. All right. Where was I? Back to the pictures. All right. So there's the one we took today for Gen X Mom. Another one that was I know I've told this a long time ago, but I ran across the pictures today, so I thought I'd show it to you guys. We had a gigantic playset built in our backyard in our other house before this one, and it literally took a team of 4 guys 4 days to put it together. And if you the way to get out of my backyard at that house, there was a very 4-foot gate, and this monstrosity of a playset could not even be broke down to fit down the side. You'd have to just take it all the way apart and do it all over again, and there was no way I was doing that, or I was going to pay somebody to do that. So when we moved into this house, Gen X Mom goes, just leave it. I go, I'm not leaving it. It's a great playset. The kids love it. We've only had it like 9 months. I'm not getting rid of this. She goes, you can't get it down the side of the house. If you take it all apart, you're never going to get it back together. No one's going to want to put these things together. The guys who did the job said, don't call us. We're never doing another one of these again as long as we live. And these are the guys that you call from Costco and Sam's Club, and they'll say, we'll assemble it for you. If you get a playset, No. They did not want to do this one ever, 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 ever again. All right, Trippy, I drank some. Okay. So now my timing was poor. I'll admit that. We lived on a very busy street. It gets quiet most of the time, little neighborhood, but at school time, at that time, all the junior high and the grade school let out at the same time. And for like 40 minutes, our street was bumper to bumper people. Sidewalks filled, street filled. And I decided to do this at a time when it probably wasn't the greatest idea. So here is Gen X Mom sitting across the street, and that's Kidsy in his stroller watching me get this place. And I took some of the big portions off of the sides of this thing. I took the wings, the side rooms off of this, like the White House, you have wings. I took those off, and just the core was left. And this is what I did. I hired a crane to come to the house and lift it over the backyard, over the house, and I pulled my trailer up right there on that curb, and this guy had cones. You can't see the cones. He blocked off the street. Legally, he can block off the street when he's doing something in case the crane rolls backwards or something, and he can block it off for, half an hour, whatever he needs. So he blocked that thing off. Now there's just 1,000 people angry that they can't get to where they're going because of this. Bad timing on my part, okay? I'll admit that. However, this was pretty fucking ingenious. And he set it right down on my trailer, and I drove it over to the new house. Just that I tell you, little feather in the cap for the old guy here. That's worth talking about, isn't it? The other one you guys are always asking me about that I never have time to get to, it's always in here, is what did I look like when I was Kid Z's age? So this is me at about 15. I don't think there's any resemblance at all. People say there is. I don't think there is. Janet Duding, $4.99, a mistletoe belt. What are you insinuating, Janet? If we meet up in Vegas, should I have a mistletoe belt? Or are you just speaking, metaphorically, of course? Anyway, so yeah, that was me. That was taken I think that was at the LA Zoo. And it was out front. And I think I was probably 15. Um, Kids, he's just 17 now. He's a little bit older than me, but I was mature for my age. So we're probably emotionally and mentally, we were about the same age, if you know what I mean. Uh-oh. Getting a call. Stand by. You are on live. What's up?
All right, the award ceremony is over. I need a ride home.
And I'm supposed to do what about that? I'm in the middle of talking to my friends.
Hey, you put me in this situation.
All right, I'll say goodbye and come get you.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Anyway, I'm not going to go get her. So anyway, that was me at that age, just to get to talk about that, and then bum 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 bum. Yeah, there. You know what I'm pissed about, you motherfuckers, because the kid and Gen X mom looked up that Santa suit on my computer. This is what comes up every time I go to Google or do something. There's always, hey, would you like to buy a Santa suit? More Santa. Ever since they ordered it, that's all that pops up on my fucking screen now is, hey, did you like your Santa suit? Do you want another one? I'm fucking pissed about that. Listen, I do got to go, you guys. You guys heard her. I got to go pick her up. I thought it was going to last 2 hours, but that barely made it an hour, if that. So I'm gonna go pick her up. I got to go get her. I can't leave her stranded out there. I got to take her, maybe get some ice cream or something. So we got almost an hour in. I do apologize for cutting it short, but I did race through a bunch of stuff. We did cover some stuff, right? Listen, I gotta go, and I gotta do some stuff real quick here, and then head out the door. Thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for hanging out. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for not being mad that this was a short one. But tomorrow there'll be a World Show at 10. There's a Facebook ad happy hour at 6 tomorrow night. And then Saturday, we're back to the bottom of the Glass Nation. No, I'm not simulcasting it. I'm not doing that shit unless I have to. There's more stuff coming. Plus, I just was told today that we're doing a 12-hour marathon live stream New Year's Eve. She's got it all blocked out for who's doing what. Yes, Gen X Mom has a 3-hour thing she's doing. I'm starting it and I'm ending it right at the stroke of midnight for us here. And if it becomes midnight where you are, there'll be someone else on shift for doing that. But if you guys don't have anything else going on or you want us running in the background, that'll go up on the website soon once we have it locked in how we're doing it. But she wants to do a 12-hour live stream New Year's Eve. And I said, yeah, fuck it, we're in. So that's it, you guys. I'm out. I gotta go. Where's the thing, man? Where was the stream ended stuff? I think that's it. Thank you guys. We'll catch you guys on the flip side. I gotta go get my wife.